Today we will demonstrate the resilience of SUSE Manager 5 server. You notice I have a SUSE Manager 5 server running here. I have a number of clients including a SUSE 15 SP6, and this is running on SLE Micro like SUSE Manager 5 is designed to do. And we have a resilient storage mounted at the one place that we need it, var lib container storage volumes. And if we list there, you can see all of the SUSE Manager related storage elements that the container's using. And if I do a look at the file system space on this system, the only thing that is not SLE Micro is my single mount point that I have for the volumes there. So now I've got a SUSE Manager server running. Let's do a couple of things with it. So I have SUSE 15 SP6 and I want to install a package, so I'm going to just click on install. It uses all the assigned repos, and just as you may have become accustomed to in previous SUSE Manager instances, I can find the bzip package and install it. I can set any time to be my install time. I'm going to use right now. So you can see immediately in the event log for this registered system that it's working on doing the package install, and it shouldn't take very long at all to complete. And once it does, I got a nice green checkbox that will give me some status and event history to see that this is installed. Now, what happens if something occurs with my SUSE Manager server? We're going to force the issue and make something occur with our SUSE Manager server now. We're going to actually delete the VM from my hypervisor. So here's my running SUSE Manager 5 server image, and I'm just going to right click and say delete. I'm not going to delete the persistent storage because we certainly don't want that gone, but I could actually delete the other files if I wish. But this way we're going to just delete the VM itself, and it's going to be gone. So now if I refresh this web browser, you will see that in fact I'm not getting there anymore, and it's going to time out. But instead of panicking, because we know we have persistent storage, I'm going to assign that to a new virtual machine, and we're going to fix the problem. So I have a new virtual machine already spun up here with the SUSE Manager image. So let's go to that one. Here it is, SUMA image test. And here's my terminal into that machine. It does not have any storage attached to it right now. It's just running, it's just the raw image. It has a 20 gig file system. So we're going to assign it the storage that I had on my original system and see if we can't bring SUSE Manager back. So if I click here and assign my original storage, so I'll click on add hardware and select the storage that we already created, which is this SUMA containerized persistent. It's a 300 gig storage, and I'm going to choose it and finish, and now it should appear in my registered system. So if I do a fdisk -L, I should see the 300 gig disk, and I do see it there. So I need to do a couple of other things with that. I need to make sure it's mounted on this system. So I have a script that is on this system to do that. So this is a SUMA 5 big disk. So I run my script pointing it at my device. Because it knows the partition's already there, it just simply mounts it and adds it. So now if I do a mount here, you should see that it's been added to var lib container storage volumes. And we're going to set the IP address and host name to match what my original server was. And so I wrote a script to do this quickly, and then it schedules a reboot for 1 minute. So we can reboot it right now if you wish to speed up the demo. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to type reboot, and now you can see it's coming back up, and it should give me my new IP address and not the old one. So now I'm looking back at the original IP address of my server. So I'm going to SSH back into the original one and erase my record from known hosts. And now I'm on the original server. Well, it's my backup server, but it's been named after my original one, but I have not yet run the setup tool for SUSE Manager. So we're going to set that up. If you have not ever installed SUSE Manager 5 before, you may know that you can set up a YAML file, which we stored in advance to allow this demo to go more quickly. And you can set up the password to match the originals and the email to match. And this one, since it already has the image, I don't need to pull it from the container. So we're going to use that as part of our MGR ADM setup. So I do MGR ADM install Podman, and then my original FQDN, Suma 5 server image.site.com, and my configuration file here. And now we're going to actually, it will do the setup of the services so that Podman is using the right image, and set it up so that SUSE Manager will start by default, but it will use all of the data and the configuration that we invoked from our original SUSE Manager setup. Now you can see my command has completed that I've run and pointed at my configuration file. I got a couple of warnings that the server was already configured. So it's going to continue, but just ignore any extra options. Everything was already set in my YAML file, and it took all the configuration from our previous SUSE Manager installs. So you can use MGR ADM. Status should show us that SUSE Manager is in fact all running. And now if we go back to our web UI, we're going to try again to connect, and I'm at the same place in the same set of servers, everything from my previous SUSE Manager. I'll go back to my instance that I had before and confirm that in our history we did in fact install bzip2 just like before, and I can even run new commands on the system without any type of reconfiguration of clients. They've reconnected and proven the SUSE Manager 5 resilience.